Been told that the book of Revelation is a horror story meant to keep you shaking in your boots. For hundreds of years, they've used this book to keep you in those cold stone buildings, kneeling and begging for mercy. They want you to think it's about a God who's angry and wants to burn the world down. But that is the final lie of the people in charge. Revelation isn't about the end of the world. It's about the big reveal. In the original language, the word is apocalypse, and all that it really means is to uncover, to pull back the curtain. It's not a story about fire, it's a map for how the show finally ends so we can see what's actually there. Think about John, the man who recorded this. He was sent away to a tiny isolated island to be silenced. John wasn't having a nightmare, he was looking backstage. He was being pulled out of this heavy fake reality. He was being shown how the whole show is run. He heard a voice that sounded like a trumpet, not a musical instrument, but a vibration. It was a signal from the infinite source waking up his soul so he could see past the stone buildings and the rules of the people in charge. He was being shown the exit so he could tell us how the walls are designed to fall. The very first thing that John hears is that the source is the Alpha and the Omega. This means the source was here long before the ones who tampered with our blood ever showed up. The source was here before the churches, before the laws, and before the fear. John sees a vision of the second messenger, but he doesn't see a man in a robe. He sees a being of a pure light. This is a reminder that we don't belong to the dirt or the depth of this world. We belong to the light that powers the stars. We're finally seeing our true reflection. The book of Revelation was left for us because the people running this world want you to think the rules are permanent. They want you to think that you are a servant who will always ask for permission to be happy. This book was written for the people living right now. It was sent to give you power, not fear. It's a map that shows you exactly how the old system will try to scare you when it knows it's losing control. It's here so when the world starts to shake, you don't run for cover. You stand up straight because you know the show is over. For 2,000 years, they used this book to keep you on your knees, teaching you how to beg and how to plead to save you from a disaster they told you was coming. But look at it for what it is. It's the end of the act. Part 1 is your invitation to stop looking at the scary shadows on the wall and start looking at the hand that is pulling the curtain. The end they keep warning you about is just the end of your amnesia. You don't need to fear the fire. You are the fire. The book of Revelation is the moment the source finally whispers to your soul, the game is over. The stone buildings are falling. It's time to remember who you are. You aren't a victim of the end. You're the reason the old world is finally closing its eyes. Part 2, I'll be talking about the 7 lamps. And they aren't the churches in a city.